I want you to cry into your Hello Kitty pillow. I want you to put your headphones on. I want you to listen to some Taylor Swift. And I want you to shake it off, you bland bitch.
Ooh, snow, snow, snow. We got the snow in Flagstaff, y'all. Yeah, that was fun dealing with that. But hey, that's what we signed up for, right? We gotta love the snow and school delays and all that. I know my kid is very, very happy. My kid was like, yay, snow day. I'm like, that's cool with me. I feel like driving you. Woo! But in a snow day, I got to sit down and watch me some Dynamite from AEW. January 7th, 2026, Tony Excalibur and the return of JR on commentary. I gotta say, it was cool hearing JR, but he really didn't add anything to the commentary team. Just a couple, right there. Oh, yeah, right there. Oh, wow. What are they doing? He wasn't the JR of old, and I get it. He is older, but he's not the commentator he used to be. But it was nice to have him there. And Tulsa, Oklahoma, and at the Bach Center, at the Walk Center. We started off with Renee and the Demand and Don Callis because the Demand was supposed to take on Jack Perry and Jet Speed. Yeah, that was supposed to be a match tonight, but no. What I like about this is Jet Speed was taken out, and Renee's like, you're the one that put a bounty on Jet Speed, blah, blah, blah. And Ricochet responds with, no, we didn't. I just offered money to get people to take out Jet Speed, blah, blah, blah. She's like, that's exactly what I just said. And Callis comes and he's like, and we have Mr. Doyle here. Man, Don got excited to see it. Like, look at he's big and jacked. Sounding like Vince. Oh, look at these muscles. But like I said, the Ricochet's response is like, no, we did not put a bounty on him. We just offered money for people to beat him up. We started off with a 19-plus minute match here with Jon Moxley versus Shelton Benjamin for that. Is it Continental, International, Unified? I don't know. It's one of the titles. Wait, it is a Continental title, right? Or is it Unified? I don't know. It's one of the championships, but this was a damn good match. Jon Moxley, Shelton Benjamin, MVP on the outside. These two went to war, and this was a damn good way to start the show. And like I knew Moxley was gonna have a good match, especially with the Shelton Benjamin. This dude is a vet at this point. He can go in that ring. He still has it. I would love to see him at a championship level one day because I feel like WWE overlooked Shelton Benjamin and his abilities and his capabilities in that ring. You know, I've always saw him as a world champ, but no one else did. But right here in this match, though, he went toe-to-toe with Moxley. Moxley retains the championship because he ain't letting go of that anytime soon. Not until next year, or this year's World End. It's already next year. But Mox shows some respect to Shelton. He's like, hey, respect. And we get Darby backstage. He's hunting. He's looking for Pac. That bastard. He says, where you at, you bastard? Pac, I will find you. Then we show some love to Hiroshi Tanahashi. I still need to watch Wrestle Kingdom. I've seen highlights of the match, and I know it's going to be good. And I've like I said, the highlights I've seen, I'm like, damn, I really want to sit down and take some time and watch this match. Kenny and the MJF package. I am excited about Kenny and Omega taking on MJF for that championship. I really think that those two are going to tear it up. Then we have the Demand versus Jack Perry and Super Kick Party! Oh, I got so excited. They already teased this. Matt and Nick. Like, hey, you want to go to a party? What kind of party? Huh? What kind of party? A Super Kick Party! Oh, so good. This was a really, really fun match, man. You know, you get all the bells and whistles here. But the man taking on Young Bucks and Jack Perry, they have failed because it's a Super Kick party. Oh yeah, even though the Young Bucks win, Davis, Doyle, beat down. Then here comes the rest of here comes Jet Speed. And here comes a masked man who we know who it is. We all know. Because he had a breach of contract that first time around. Then he just disappeared. Mr. Andrade El Idolo. Welcome back to AEW. Okay, because you remember he came back. We're like, oh, shit. Then he just disappeared. You know. And I think that was just because, like, he jumped the gun too soon. And WWE's like, whoa. Hold your horses here. See, these guys are called lawyers. And Andrade's like, okay. And Tony Khan's like, okay. Well, we don't want that smoke. You know, don't need it at all. Then FTR comes out. Stokely in a wheelchair. And I'm like, huh? Okay. And they're just looking. And Andrade's like, I'm looking at you too. And that's the way this all ended. Then we go to Renee. She's in the ring. We have Cake. Who's coming out? Willow Nightingale, our new TBS champion / women's tag team champion of the Babes of Wrath with Chris Statlander. They're coming out. They are celebrating. Oh, yes. They're like, woohoo. And Willow's like, you know, I got Harley. I got my best friend Chris Statlander back. We have Cake, and the crowd is like, cake. Even I was like, cake. But Willow brought out Mercedes Moné. And Mercedes Moné looking great. You know, she's gloomy and doomy, but still dressing fabulous. She comes out, and Willow's like, let's celebrate. Look at you. You had all these belts. You were this, you were that. Like, you had a great year. And she takes it off, and she looks like she was crying and stuff like that. And then she goes crazy, and she's throwing the table, and no cake for nobody. And Chris Statlander, like, Willow just took her out. And my favorite part is, like, before that, she face first into the cake that Chris Statlander was holding. I was like, oh, okay. And then Willow took her out one more time on top of the cake. So no one got cake. Got some frosting, but no cake. Mark Briscoe, he's going to take on Hechicero this Saturday in Texas for that TNT championship. He's ready. He's ready to whoop some ass. Then we get the Triangle of Madness. I love what Tekla says. She goes, hey, you know, you got your best friend back. Good for you. Good for you. But that ain't going to last because things are going to get a little toxic. And I like, too, she goes, we're not friends. We're sisters. And I'm like, oh, the Triangle of Madness. I need a Triangle of Madness shirt. Like ASAP. My match of the night right here, Bandido versus Sammy Guevara. Sammy Guevara. I was like, and my nose is like, nope, boogies. Bandido versus Sammy here. This was an awesome match, dude. This was one of my favorites. Bandido, he has a big championship opportunity next week at Maximum Carnage in Phoenix, Arizona for the World Championship, the Triple B, baby, against MJF. And after Bandido had this awesome match and he got the win over Sammy, who got a little bit of a bloody nose, MJF comes out. He brought the translator. And MJF doing MJF, you know, awesome, great. That's my champ. I just love like, this was really great, man. The translator started, this was like towards the end. And Bandito just puts his hand in his face. He grabs the mic. He goes, I can speak English, you dumb son of a bitch. It takes out MJF, holds the championship for a little bit. You know, I speak English, you dumb son of a bitch. That was so great, man. But I can't wait for MJF and Bandito to tear it up at Maximum Carnage next week. Then we have a Brody package. You know, I did not know this. I'm not a big Brody King fan, but I didn't know he was in a band. It's like, as soon as I saw him on stage, like, I was like, yeah, I can see that. I don't know why I haven't seen it, but I can see it. But Brody King package Toni Storm versus Marina, I was really looking forward to this match. I enjoyed what we got, but it ended in a DQ because Yuta pulled the ref. The ref was like, nah. And he went ding ding, and I was like, oh, god damn it, Yuta. Or was it there? I don't know. It was one of the Mox called. But I was like, I wanted to see these two ladies fight. But of course, as a beatdown with Toni out, and here comes Mina. Marina does a little kick, and Mina just goes down, and she just flops on Toni. And I see Toni go, I was like, oh. But here comes Roderick. Here comes Roderick. Then casually, here comes Orange Cassidy. He doesn't run. He doesn't run to the ring. He just comes out, and he's like, hey, what's up? But he grabs Toni, and he grabs Mina, and he's like puts him in his arms. And I love that Tony's like, oh. And Mina's like, what the hell are you doing? But Claudio comes out. He meant some business. Why? He took off his shirt. That's what I need to do when I go into meetings for work. I'm going to take off my shirt just to show them that I mean business. They're going to see me and be like, put it back on. I'll be like, oh, okay. And we have Renee with Pac. You know, Renee's like, Darby's looking for you. And he's like, I beat him already. I don't need to deal with him, blah, 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 blah. And then here comes Darby. Then as Pac's walking away because he refuses to have a match with Darby, Darby just attacks him. You know, the fire extinguisher, and Pac's like, ah! And Darby hits him with the skateboard and gets him at the door. And he's like, I'm going to break her ankle if you don't give me my match. I'm going to break it. Ah! And Pac's like, fine, you got your match. And here comes the rest of the Mox cult. But I was like, Darby, what an asshole. I'm ready for Pac now. And then we go into our main event, a lights out match. Swerve and Hangman versus the Ops, Mr. Hook and Mr. Hobbs. This was fun. Lights out means AEW has they're taking no responsibility to whatever happens. We had bricks, we had tables, we had chains. We had all this insane stuff of what happens in a lights out match. It was awesome. The ending was crazy. We've seen it before, but it's still just so crazy to see. Freaking Hangman puts a chain around Hook's neck, throws Hook over the rope, and he's choking him, and Hook's like tapping, and the ref's like, okay. And Hangman's still holding on like a madman. Like he's like, ha 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 ha. And the ref's like, no, we're not killing people. But Swerve and Hangman get the win over the Ops because Hook tapped out. And Swerve has just had a big old smile on his face. This is the most handsome and most dangerous tag team ever, is Swerve and Hangman. So I was waiting, yeah. But this was an awesome show. This was Dynamite, January 7th, 2026. Tony Excalibur and JR on commentary. Maximum Carnage next week. And next pay-per-view is Revolution in LA, March 15th. And I got to give the show a solid 5 out of 5. And Tulsa at the Box Center, 5 out of 5 for Dynamite, man. It was a really damn good show, man. I got to say it's my show of the week so far. We still have SmackDown and we still have Collision. Match of the night, Bandito versus Sammy. And moment of the night. Ooh. There's a lot here, man. I gotta say, Mox showing respect to Shelton. I really like that a lot. I was like, shake that man's hand. Damn it, shake it. So that's it. That's all. Like and subscribe. Share with your grandma. Share with your grandpa. Share with the bum down at Walmart. I am KB the Sexy Ninja, and remember that the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
Jack Perry.